Tonight on What's NXT, we've got Keith Lee versus Kona Reeves.
NXT already did it.
We've got an assload of video recaps from NXT TakeOver 25.
NXT already did it.
We've got Bianca Belair versus Mia Yim.
NXT already did this last week.
Support, no DQ.
Welcome everybody to What's NXT for June 5th, 2019. I'm your host, the Rated R Reviewer, joined as always by the General Jerry Slaughter.
Good evening, wrestling fans.
Good morning, wrestling fans. We are here to discuss June 5th's episode of NXT, and of course, this is the episode post NXT TakeOver, which means it's the dark matches from NXT TakeOver, which means our timeline is completely fucked.
Yeah.
Completely fucked.
Mm-hmm.
You have to check your brain at the door before this episode. You also kind of have to check your entertainment level at the door. We got 2 matches. We got mostly filler recaps and video packages from the NXT TakeOver show.
Which was phenomenal.
I think the only video package we didn't get a recap for was
Matt Riddle versus Roderick Strong.
which was an incredible match.
Yes, it was.
I don't understand. But we got recaps for everything else. We also got some interviews, some WWE.com exclusives, some of which were attempted interviews.
Yep.
This is a very padded show, and we will tell you that up front. However, the 2 matches that we did get are worth watching.
Yeah, they are quality matches.
Keith Lee and Kona Reeves 2, which incidentally was one of the very first matches of NXT that Jerry watched when we started doing these reviews.
Mm-hmm.
Kona Reeves' last match before his long hiatus was against Keith Lee.
Yeah.
So this was kind of a fun match for us. We had no idea who Keith Lee was going to face. Turns out, yeah, Kona Reeves. I was excited about this.
Yeah.
This is the re-debuting Kona Reeves. He's had a few matches, all of which have been losses, including the one in NXT UK. However, he has gotten so much better at both character and his ring ability. This match was great. I've only got like 3 or 4 notes here. What did you think about the opening match here, Jerry?
I thought it was actually pretty irritating myself. Like, you got to see a lot more of that grip out of Keith Lee, which is just insane.
Yeah.
And you always sleep on how tall Kona Reeves is.
6'8". This motherfucking Hawaiian is 6'8". He dwarfs Jerry, even with the longest of fros.
But, like, at one point, Nigel had mentioned the whole idea, or talked about how Vanessa Bourne is super impressed with Kona Reeves. So I would like the idea of seeing that, not really as a faction, but him being almost like a male valet for the longest time for Vanessa Bourne and Aaliyah. And then just like have them both out there ringside with them. That'd give him an extra edge. Plus, it would also give him more of a character build too. I think all 3 of them together could really help each other out.
That would be something different. I think the last time we saw a 3-person pairing like that would be Meat with Terry Reynolds and what was her name? Jacqueline.
Yeah, Jacqueline and Jackie Gata, I think it was.
Well, Jackie Gata.
Not Jackie Gata. It was Ryan Shamrock.
Ryan Shamrock was added later.
Yeah.
The original trio was Meat and Terry and Jackie.
Yeah.
And I think that's the last time we saw 2 women with 1 guy.
Yeah.
And I think this would be great because I could totally see Kona coming out with those 2, looking at one, smirking, looking at the other, smirking. You know, not saying it, but totally hinting at, yeah, I'm hitting both.
Yep.
I could see Kona doing that. That would be great.
That would just add more to his swarmy, like, I'm better than you character, and that would just be so awesome.
But back to the match. This was great. The start of the match, we had Keith Lee doing a single wrist lock. And you think, well, what can you do with that? Oh, you can do a lot.
Especially with a guy like...
This was a dance.
Yeah.
So Kona tries getting out of the ring onto the ring apron through the ropes. Keith Lee holds on.
Nope.
Yanks his ass back in the ring. Kona tries going over the top rope to the outside. Keith Lee hangs on to this single wrist lock, yanks his ass back up onto the apron, and then picks him up with the one arm and slams him. Wow.
Yeah.
Like, Keith Lee's strength is ridiculous. We did see a little bit of offense out of Kona Reeves, not necessarily where I thought he might win, but he goes to the outside, and it wasn't a wrist lock, but it was a wrist grab that Keith Lee had him in, and he just was pulling him around everywhere. He picks him up, knocks him down, holds on, picks him up, knocks him down, holds on. Keith Lee ends up going into the middle rope because Kona Reeves kind of dives out of the ring and then just yanks him across the middle. And then he gets back in, and what does he hit? A Uranagi.
Yeah.
Straight up rock bottom.
Yeah, that's how it was.
Straight up rock bottom, near fall.
That was his takeover moment.
Yeah, because after that, Keith Lee gets pissed off again, and this is the second time we see him hulk up in the match. And then he hits a bunch of strikes, followed by a wicked pounce. And then this fireman's carry jackhammer that I guess is his finisher. I can't remember what they call it. Awesome looking finisher though.
We call it Firehammer.
Yeah, the Firehammer. Sounds great. Pinfall. 1, 2, 3. Keith Lee wins. I really didn't see Kona Reeves winning this one. He has not been on a good streak lately, but really entertaining match for what it was.
Yeah, especially for an opener with people just coming in and getting to see Keith Lee and Kona Reeves go at it one more time. That it was an entertaining match.
And can I just say, Keith Lee's new music is just fucking awesome. Fucking awesome. Suits him perfectly. After this, we get our very first video recap from NXT TakeOver. If you exclude the relatively long one that they had before the whole show, I didn't mention that. I don't think it needs mentioning. We just had NXT TakeOver, so you know there's going to be recaps fucking everywhere.
Yep.
But we see the video recap of the women's title match. I'm assuming you guys watched that. If you didn't, watch us do our recap of it.
Yeah.
Whatever. We're not going to go into that match again. As always, NXT video recaps are great.
Yeah. We get the fallout from that pretty much. Shirai gets confronted backstage by a little bit of press with Candice LeRae.
An attempted interview here.
Yeah, she says, I'm not done with Shayna.
Yeah, as she's walking by, like, paying not really any never mind. And as it happens, she's not necessarily going to get Shayna for anytime soon that we know of. But next week, we are going to see Io Shirai team up with Candice LeRae against the next best thing, Jessamine Duke and Marina Shafir. And
do you just refer to Marina Shafir and Jessamine Duke as the next best thing?
The next best thing to Io Shirai getting her hands on Shayna.
Yeah. Do you think this is setting up for a hardcore rematch between the two? For, like, first ever, I guess, real hardcore women's title match in NXT?
I'd say they'd call it a street fight, maybe.
Well, yeah.
I don't think they'd call it a hardcore match. They've gone way of that. And the proof is in the 24/7 title, because that is the dumbest fucking name of a title I have ever heard. 24/7. 24/7. Jesus. Oh, Vince McMahon is going senile. And it's green, and the side plates have nothing on it. That is the ugliest, stupidest fucking. I like the idea.
It's like somebody melted the Green Ranger and put it on leather.
I mean, I like the idea, and I'm waiting for someone to start using hardcore elements, because there's no disqualification. You just pin the motherfucker, so you can do anything you want technically. But let's get away from main product. Let's get back to NXT. Again, we're going to see that tag match next week. That is not the last match we're going to get announced for next week. In fact, we're going to get 2 more later.
I'm about to say, we get a full card for next week.
Just about, unless we get a 4-match card, which of course I like. Maybe we'll get.
We'll be back at Full Sail.
I'm hoping we get Eric Bugenhagen debuting his new name, the Boogs. The Boogs is what I'm going to call him.
Yep.
The Boogs. So after this, we get another video recap. This time, the tag title ladder match, which was amazing. But if you want to hear more about that,
so much punishment in that.
Yeah, we already did our video or our recap of that. After that video recap, we had our first WWE.com exclusive. This was after the tag team ladder match. It was the Street Profits coming backstage with their brand new titles, and Angelo Dawkins talks about it's all hard work and determination.
Yeah. Yeah.
Dedication. I'm sorry.
Hard
work and dedication.
Both.
I read my own writing wrong. Before the end of this interview, though, they make notice and point out the cameraman that we are currently seeing his camera, or through his camera, and they're talking about him being there from the very beginning, and they take his camera, give it to somebody else, and bring him into shot, and then proceed to question the t-shirt that he's wearing.
The Matt Riddle one.
Yeah, he's wearing a Matt Riddle shirt, and they're like, we got to get you new clothes. So they walk off to go find him, assumingly a Street Profits shirt. So that was kind of cool.
Yep.
After that, we get a video recap of the North American title match, Velveteen Dream versus Tyler Breeze.
Which should have been Dijakovic versus Dream, but I can't be angry with that match. The match was fantastic.
I just hope at some point soon that both Keith Lee and Donovan Dijakovic will be healthy and we could see that rematch fucking finally. We've been waiting months for that.
Or hell, even make that a number one contenders match for the North American belt.
Whatever.
Yeah.
Whatever it's got to be, man. We have waited so long. I cannot wait to see that match finally. After this, it rolls right into another WWE.com exclusive. This is an interview with Tyler Breeze after the match, and he talks about the mutual respect that he believes he shares now with Velveteen Dream. He respects him more. Velveteen Dream respects Breeze more. And the final note from this interview is that he is back in NXT. He's not leaving.
What I was about to say, with this influx of WWE superstars going back down to NXT, who else do you think you'd see coming back down here?
Well, from what I've heard, we might see Sasha Banks go back to NXT, or even possibly NXT UK. But that is not confirmed. That is speculation.
I don't really see how she fit into NXT UK because she's not.
Well, there was some tweets going on between I think it was Piper Niven and Toni Storm, and Sasha Banks interjected herself into that conversation.
They actually have a match coming up for the NXT UK title or women's title in another company. So who knows?
Yeah, that was the piece of news where I heard all of that.
Yep.
So, video package slash promo-ish for Damian Priest, formerly Punishment Martinez. He will be re-debuting with a new name, and looks good. I can't wait.
Looks cool.
We get our second match of the night, which I'm going to go ahead and say now, we're going to call this the main event.
Yeah.
Because we only got 2 matches. And after this, we still have some shit to get through. But this was Mia Yim versus Bianca Belair 3.
Yeah.
We were impressed, finally, with their last match, the one last week. Enough so, I wouldn't call it a great match, but I would call it a very good match.
Yes.
For us, it was main event worthy compared to the main event that we got, which wasn't even really a match. I mean,
that just broke down into chaos,
yeah.
And that was it.
2 minutes of whatever and then thrown out, but this match was all right. I've got actually 8 notes for this match.
Yeah.
Oh my god, I can't believe that. But even better than last week's match. I really enjoyed this. Before I break it down, what did you think about the main event here, Jerry?
Well, this was the rubber match between the two because each of them had a win. So that's what made it so important, was the fact that they both had gotten a win out of it, and this is going to be a tiebreaker. And with that, we had a lot more reversals going on, a lot more of the whole, it's like, okay, I've already seen this before, and they made note that they've seen this before as well.
And they did something different.
Yeah, and
every time.
They did something different, which was, that's what you need to do in a rubber match. That's what you need to do in that, third match out of a series.
Create those moments where somebody's like, well, I've already seen this, and then shock them.
Yeah, because there was one point where she had her in the, the
guillotine.
The guillotine, and then sure enough, you're thinking, okay, we've already seen this going to turn into a vertical suplex.
Yeah, because Bianca Belair is so fucking strong.
Yeah, but we just saw her, instead of taking her back, she dove forward, and we're like, oh.
Spinebuster.
Okay, we're good with that then.
I mean, it's basically the get out of the guillotine move you see everybody do, but we haven't seen it from these two.
But it's those situations that throws the opponent off and throws off the audience, which is even better. So, was I disappointed with the end of this match? God, no. It was a great match. Like, Mia Yim's finally getting, I guess you could say, her moment. And if Bianca went out, she went out strong, at least. So,
Yeah, compared to the first match and to the second match, I would actually call this one great.
Yeah.
Not just very good. This was a great
The
match.
feeling out process was over. This was them actually buying the car versus test driving it.
I mean, stuff in the ring, stuff out of the ring. Every time you think that this match was going to slow down, it just sped back up. It was, these two have gotten to know each other very well in the ring, and it shows. I was impressed. My first note here was Bianca Belair with a tilt-a-whirl gutbuster, an inverted tilt-a-whirl into a gutbuster across her knee. That was nice.
It was.
She does some other stuff, but then ends up pulling Yim into a surfboard stretch that almost gets her pinned.
Yeah.
And then Yim flips out of that and then tries to pin her again. But then she pulls her over into the corner and does that surfboard stretch across the ring post.
Yeah.
Like she's standing outside. And when she thinks she's done, because the ref does the count, of course, she goes to walk off, but Yim grabs her arm and yanks her into the ring post, shoulder first. That was brutal looking. Yim ends up countering. We're still on the outside. Yim counters that double chicken wing face buster that Bianca Belair was going for.
The glam slam.
And she counters that by rolling through. But when she rolls through, she sends Bianca Belair face first into the ring steps. That was sweet looking. We get back in the ring. Over on the other side, Yim ends up locking in a tarantula. And I'm not buying it because she did get the 5 count from the ref, but she let go after 2.
Yeah.
What the fuck? Even if you are a baby face, the tarantula is a wait till 4 to let go move. Yeah. Always. But she let go at 2.
There's a reason behind it.
And then, like, she lobs herself back up so that Bianca Belair turns around, but she's still on top of Bianca Belair, and then ends up...
Hits her with a code blue.
Yeah, a code blue bomb for a near fall, which is like a flip over. It's a flip over, like a
sunset bomb.
Yeah, it's a sunset bomb, but you didn't start from a sunset necessarily. She started on her shoulders.
Electric chair, more or less.
They get back up, and Bianca ends up nailing a German suplex throw. Not a suplex, because Mia Yim doesn't land on her shoulders.
No.
She flips completely over and basically lands all of her weight on her face.
Yes.
That was sick looking. Bianca Belair goes for a pin after several seconds of crawling over there. Near fall. She gets frustrated, goes for another pin immediately. Near fall. Let's see. Yim counters a power bomb, so Bianca Belair goes to do that power bomb. But before she does, to keep from happening what happened last week, she throws her hair up in a bun. So she picks up Mia Yim for a power bomb, and Yim counters into the guillotine. And here's where we thought the match might actually end in a submission move, but it doesn't. Bianca Belair gets out, and then Yim goes over to the corner, presumably to do a high-risk move, but she's standing on the middle rope when Bianca Belair comes over there and catches her. But then she grabs Bianca Belair's arm, shoves her knee into her neck, and dives off the middle rope into a protect your neck.
Yeah.
And Bianca sells this beautifully, including where she landed off of it.
Right in the middle of the ring.
She sold it much like The Rock does a stunner.
Yeah.
She just, like, flipped over and flopped right into the center of the ring. Bianca Belair pins her, and I'm thinking, and even Jerry called a kick out here, I'm thinking Bianca Belair is going to win this. No. Mia Yim, 1, 2, 3 off of the break, or protect your neck off the middle rope.
Yeah.
Sweet ending. Did not expect it, but as Mauro Ranallo pointed out, this sets up Mia Yim for a future opportunity, hopefully with Shayna Baszler, since she beat a former contender twice. So this we will call the main event, and we will get back to it when it comes to rating the main event for the show, because I damn sure am not going to rate a video recap.
Nope.
But we're not done, folks.
No, we are not.
After this, we get a recap, not of NXT 25, or NXT TakeOver 25. We get a recap from last week's NXT TV episode of Kushida versus Drew Gulak, and the ending of that match, and then we go right into an interview from Kathy Kelly with Drew Gulak last week after the match, who says that he was extremely disappointed with Kushida because he had heard that he was a submissions expert, and Gulak said he is the submission expert of WWE, and that's why he wanted to get in the ring with Kushida, and he was super disappointed when Kushida took the pinfall victory.
Yeah.
So he challenges Kushida to not just a rematch, but as Jerry called last week, a submissions match, which Kushida almost instantaneously via Twitter accepted.
And Regal made it happen.
Yep. So next week, as we said, we are getting a couple of other matches next week. This is one of them, Kushida versus Drew Gulak in a submissions match. But they took this opportunity to let us know one other match we're going to get next week, which they said will be the main event. We got a tag team match. The Britt and Bruisers, Oney Lorcan and Danny Burch versus Kyle O'Reilly and Roderick Strong of the Undisputed Era.
They made it known that Bobby Fish is in fact injured, and they said it was during the match, but we all know better. But at the same time, the fact that he wrestled with his arm the way it was during that match, whole new respect for him and O'Reilly, because O'Reilly took like 80% of the punishment at the beginning of that ladder match.
Yeah, basically. So after this, we get the last segment of the night, which is a 6-minute long video recap / promo / video package for the NXT title match, Adam Cole versus Johnny Gargano at NXT TakeOver 25. And to be quite honest, I fast forwarded through this whole fucking thing.
Yeah.
There is no part of this that I haven't already seen, so I didn't need to see it. I'm pretty sure, or Jerry's pretty sure, that they did that exclusive after show or after match interview with Adam Cole. You can describe what you know of that. I didn't watch.
Pretty much just him celebrating with the rest of the Undisputed Era, saying like pretty soon they're gonna be all like. He had actually said that Bobby Fish and Kyle O'Reilly were gonna be the tag champions, and that North American Championship looked really good on Roderick Strong, and Roderick almost looked like he kind of like begrudgingly agreed, like, yeah, it would. Almost as if to wink and still say, it's like, but the NXT title probably look a little bit better.
I mean, I would say the NXT title looks better on anybody because it's the title.
Yeah.
But that brings us to the end of this episode of NXT. And here on What's NXT, we like to rate the main event using the General's 5-star rating system. And so we are going to go with the last match of the night. Normally we would go with the final segment depending on what it is. In this case, if it's a video package, we're not doing that. There's no reason to rate a 6-minute video package for a match that we already watched and rated.
I don't know. Drew Gulak's interview is pretty great, especially when he called Kushida a Back to the Future cosplayer and said that Biff was the real hero in that movie.
So if you haven't seen our review of NXT TakeOver 25, back up a few videos on this channel. Check that out. That is the highest rated main event that we've ever done on this show. That is the NXT title match, Cole versus Gargano at TakeOver 25. Jerry gave it a 5. I gave it 5 1/4. Unprecedented.
Yeah.
A 5-star match plus the extra quarter off of a great show.
Yep.
But we are rating Mia Yim versus Bianca Belair 3, the rubber match, hopefully the last match in this series, because I think that's all they can do, really.
Yeah.
Really. It was a great match.
They were both completely winded by the end of that match.
Yes, they were. They were tired as shit.
And Mia Yim, I like the fact that she actually cried at the end because this was her big takeover moment, even though it really wasn't a takeover moment. This was her, more or less, arrival. We'll go ahead and say that.
I mean, it was in front of a takeover crowd, so let's call it a takeover moment, sure.
Yeah, because it was a huge moment. So, like, for my rating for the match, I'm going to go ahead and give it 3 3/4. I think it was actually a good finish up to the feud, hopefully. It looked like, as she left the ring, Bianca had said, it's like, okay, this is it. We're done. I'm moving on to either bigger and better things or just somebody else. We're finished. You got the best of me. I got the best of you. We're done. Mia Yim got her moment. We got to see a couple different new moves and whatnot. Do I think it was 4-star worthy? Not really, because there was nothing super spectacular going on in the match. Just enough to keep us pleased and keep us on the edge just to watch. So 3 3/4 sounds super fair for that match, I think, for me.
It sounds fair, but I'm not that high on this match. I thought it was great.
That and the story of the back on Bianca Belair. Not Bianca Belair, Mia Yim.
They didn't tell that. They only told that in the middle of the match. It didn't really carry on to the end. The only thing we saw carry on to the end was the fact that these chicks were fucking tired.
Yes.
By that last spot, the protect your neck off the middle rope, these two were tired as fuck.
Yep.
It wasn't even a 10-minute match or anything like that. But I'm going to go with 3.5.
Yeah.
3.5 stars, I think, is more than fair for this match. It wasn't, like you said, anywhere near a 4-star match, but I'll give it 3.5.
I about to say,
Especially since it's the third match, the rubber match, hopefully the final match. And they still managed to entertain me, even though we've seen 2 of these matches between them over the last month. Still was entertained, so 3.5. Solid.
We couldn't get finish between Bianca Belair versus Nikki Cross, but we got finish between these two.
Finally. So, that brings us to the end of this episode of What's NXT. And thank you for joining us. Please join us tomorrow for the NXT party. That is our review of NXT UK. Should be episode 46. And I'm not positive who we're going to have on the screen. I believe it's going to be Chris Mace and the Birdman of Boston, Owen Fitch.
Yeah.
We haven't had Owen on a lot lately, so that'll be fun. And Jerry should be here. I don't think I'm going to have to break out Vigo tomorrow, so that's going to be awesome.
Sorry if you guys are disappointed.
But
chatty bastard.
If you would like to join us on the big screen and help us review a future episode of NXT UK, come have a spot of NXT with us. You can find me on Twitter. Go to nodq.com/Stefan. That's Stefan. If you just want to find me on Twitter, it's at Stefan R. Osborne, OSBORNE. As always, the R stands for restricted. You can also find the gentleman on Twitter
at NoDQ General, and also in my Facebook group Armbar, all capital ARMBAR
exclamation point.
I really only had the Twitter just because for the longest time you egged me on to have the Twitter. I very seldomly go on to it.
Hey, but you got followers, man, and you dug that. I know you dug that.
Yeah, it was pretty neat. But
shit, I think I'm up to like 170. I'm getting up there.
I think I've got 8.
Nice. Nice.
I'm sure it's more than that. I just very seldomly ever check it.
Yeah.
But Armbar, I'm always in. Don't add us on Facebook as friends. It's just not going to work out in your favor. And yeah, otherwise that's it for.
Yeah, you can also find me on Instagram now at osborne.stefan. And you can find us and these videos on our channel on YouTube. It's Aftermatch Wrestling, all one word, AFTERMATCH, Aftermatch Wrestling. We are on our way to 100 subscribers. We are at 83. We are so close. At 100 subscribers, we are going to start doing this show, What's NXT Live, including our NXT TakeOver reviews.
Yes.
So that ought to be fun. Join us on Thursday mornings at about 7 a.m. And we will do these live so that hopefully we can have a few fans and subscribers join us live and ask us questions. We can answer them at the end of the video. That is the goal.
Have a cup of coffee, do a morning quickie, whatever.
Yeah, whatever you're doing. Brushing your teeth, washing your hair, whatever. So if you like this video, click the like button. That's underneath me. And if you like all of our videos, you should probably click the subscribe button. That's underneath Jerry. And if you are subscribed to Aftermatch Wrestling, do yourself a favor, click that bell icon. Because if we get 17 more subscribers between now and next Thursday, that show will go live. And that bell icon will let you know that we are on the air.
Yes.
Also, if you're on Aftermatch Wrestling watching this video, do us another favor. Click that share button. That is going to help us get to 100 subscribers. Share us on YouTube. Share us on Facebook. Share us on Twitter. You can add some comments if you want, if you like the video. But otherwise,
magnetize to your work fridge. We don't give a shit. Just get us more subscribers.
Yeah, if you've got friends that like NXT, if they like NXT UK, share this video with them. So, for the General Jerry Slaughter, I'm the Wizard of No DQ, Stefan Osborne. Thank you for joining us, and we will see you in NXT time.